absolutely no penalties or taxes. 11,000 entrepreneurs invest $3 billion in retirement assets into the small businesses and franchises of their dreams. So if you've got $50,000 or more in a 401k and you're looking for a way to start a business, call Guidant Financial now for free information and to learn more. Operators are standing by for your call. 800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. That's 800-570-6630.
Welcome to the Garden America radio show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do in the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or send us your questions and comments to john@gardenamerica.com. Now, here's Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on Biz Talk Radio and the Garden America Radio Network.
And a pleasant Saturday morning. Here we go again. How are you? Welcome to all of our listeners and viewers on Facebook Live. I'm Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. Another 2 hours of hopefully one of your favorite shows. Your garden buddies are back here. And we are ready to do it. Great guest lined up first hour. Lines are open. We've got, obviously, questions, comments on Facebook Live. You can also email John. That's john@gardenamerica.com. That said, John, you had a good week. You were saying that you got a lot of relaxation. You were able to settle down and, sit out there in your lounge, your chaise lounge chair in your patio, and you're ready to go for the weekend.
He didn't do a darn thing.
You know, sometimes I feel that no matter what I tell you, all you hear is blah, 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 blah.
Actually, whatever I say is usually just the opposite of what's going on in John's world. He was very busy this last week. A lot of things happening. Our Facebook page, gardenamerica.com, you always want to check that out. This is the time of the year that we're getting ready to start thinking about what people can buy online, right, John?
Yeah, and that's part of the reason that I was busy. We also do the supplying for Gardener Supply. So we had to arrange the plants that they're going to be getting. And then we've been getting orders probably at a 50% increase over last year.
50% increase. Now, you know
for
that,
the amount,
that's
for
half,
the month
John.
of January.
It's because of all the cool stuff that you have on there now.
Yeah.
We've got new stuff on that we've
Well,
never offered.
It's not only 50%, it may be 100% because we will easily double what we did last year for January.
Well, that's excellent news for everybody involved.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll have enough plants. It's good news for everybody who's already ordered, but bad news for people who may not get what they want if they wait too long.
So that means don't wait, order now.
That's right.
GardenAmerica.com, by the way.
Yep. The new tomatoes seem to be selling really well. I'm not so sure if it's because people know about them and they want them or they just want to try whatever's new. Because people, I do that in gardening. If something's new, I want to see what it's like. I want to try it. So if you grow tomatoes, you want to try maybe the newest one. And that Candyland red currant tomato seems to be really popular. That was an all-American selection in 2014.
And this is the first year that we're offering it.
Yeah, I think it's the first year anyone's offered it grafted. So I'm kind of excited about that.
Have you grown it grafted yet, though? You guys have trialed it, right?
Alice has up in Oregon.
Okay.
Business partner up in Oregon. She's tried it and she really likes it.
Describe the taste quickly.
Sweet candy.
Sweet candy. There you go. 2 words.
Yeah.
Sweet candy.
Currant tomatoes, not timely, not that kind of currant, but currant like the fruit.
Right.
Currant tomatoes are smaller than cherry tomatoes. So
we talked about this last week.
It's like they're like little grapes, not big grapes. And really sweet. They're just packed with sweetness.
Between the size of a raisin and a grape.
Yeah, every time you use that comparison, I think shriveled. And
you don't like it. Not talking shriveled.
They're not shriveled, I know. No, how about between a pea and a grape?
Okay. That's even a better comparison.
Yeah. Peas aren't quite as shriveled.
So you can just sit there eat them like popcorn then. Just keep popping them in your mouth and eating them like you would in a movie theater.
That's the first thing I think to do when I go to a movies is pack me some current tomatoes to
Some
go.
current tomatoes. That's pretty good.
You just pass it to the person next to you. Here you want some.
Yeah.
So, but the advantage to Candyland Red is that most currant tomatoes are really wild bushes. I mean, they'll grow 10, 12 feet, spreading all over the place. But this is for a currant tomato, nice and compact. So maybe around a nice 6-foot bush, just loaded with fruit. So that's one to look for. And then the Saucy Lady has been selling really well. And Alice, again, discovered this tomato because it's probably the best paste or sauce tomato that's been introduced in years and years. And with that one, you just put the tomatoes in a pan, they melt down in the sauce.
Wow. How about that? So many things.
See how impressed you are.
I mean, there's so many things to keep track of, so many new things, new ideas, and things that we're offering that are hard to find anywhere else. And that's why we do it, John, right?
Well, we had a listener tell me about a pepper that I had never heard about. They actually, she sent me an email, and
I know a Tony pepper.
Do you?
Yeah, but this is not what you're talking about.
I don't think so.
Not at all.
In fact, I think Tony Pepper just joined the group. Anyway.
I remember that you used to get your Dr. Pepper from Texas.
You've got a great memory. I did directly from Texas because
they use cane sugar.
They went back to the old cane sugar.
Yeah.
And I don't do that anymore because of my sugar intake, but some of the best Dr. Pepper ever.
What were we talking about? Because I was going to say
Pepper. Somebody sent you an email on a pepper.
Right. So a listener said that her sister in Nevada grows
peppers,
vegetables, and sends her some to plant. They have a little greenhouse over there, I guess. And she was telling me about this pepper called Islander. And it starts out purple. Then it changes to orange, red, and yellow stripes.
This is all before it comes to fruition.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've got orange and yellow stripes, like a rainbow. Said it's like a rainbow pepper, and then it ends up totally red.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
And that's when you know that it's ready to go and it's ripe. When it's all red.
It's totally red.
When it's totally red.
Well,
you don't pick it until it's red?
That's when it's ripe. No, but you pick peppers when they're green.
Oh, and you let them ripen. Okay.
No, you don't pick peppers when they're ripe usually.
You know, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Yeah, but where is it?
Exactly.
That's all I'm going to say. But you know that you don't usually wait for peppers to ripen before you eat them.
No, I didn't know that.
You know green peppers.
Right, sure. Green and red and yellow, the ones you see at the store.
Yeah, green bell peppers are not ripe because they're green. When a bell pepper is ripe, it turns red, but rarely do you wait for that to turn red.
And here I thought all this time it was a variety.
No, it's just a green pepper.
That's interesting. That's good stuff.
Yeah. Usually they do, as they turn red, they get a little sweeter, maybe a little more mild. But green's the way that you eat.
Dana's big on peppers. We always have to buy peppers when we're shopping. Always.
Bell peppers, right?
Yes.
She's not big on the...
You know, that's interesting.
And is that true, real quick, is that true with the hot peppers across the board, too? The earlier you pick them, the hotter they are? Or I thought you waited for those and they got hotter.
Yeah, I don't know. But hot peppers is a whole nother category.
Compared to the bells?
Yeah, and when you're with the really, really hot ones, what difference does it make? You know, this instead of 1.5 Scoville units, this one is only 1.25 Scoville units, 1.25 million Scovilles. So, yeah, I'm not sure about the
hot ones.
You know what's interesting? You said that because I know I went to Subway just the other day and got bell peppers, and they were green. So that means they're not ripe.
Right, they're green.
Okay.
Well, just like olives.
Interesting.
Green olives aren't a type of olive; they're just olives that aren't ripe.
Boy, here we go. My mind's just going.
It's funny.
Just blew your mind.
The funny thing is, too, when people let limes go long on their tree and they turn yellow right. And then they think that they're lemons.
They turn to
This
lemons.
is a really weird lemon.
Wow.
Like, no, it's just you left it on the tree too long.
There's a lot to take in already, 14 minutes into the show. John, you've got the quote of the week, I would assume.
I do.
And a great newsletter, by the way. Had a chance to peruse it. A lot of information there.
Yeah, if you get the newsletter, like us on Facebook. Tiger's on a mission to raise our Facebook likes.
Yeah, we need likes. Yeah, so like us, people, on
wherever
Facebook.
you see it, like us and tell your friends to like us.
You, and you over there.
But we have so much good info on our Facebook,
I know,
too.
really, we do.
We answer questions. People send us pictures of
we
their
answer
plans.
questions almost right away during the show.
Exactly. And through the week, I'm even on there checking on things. See, people send us requests, looking for info, how to get things. So definitely, it's a good network to be able to have. And just, if you're a gardener, you can always go to Facebook anytime, submit us a question, we get back to you.
You know, you post good information. I just post pictures. I'm the picture guy. And by the way, speaking of that, you can send us pictures. We can post them in either on Facebook on our page, or John, if they're good enough, we'll put them in our newsletter. Whatever's in your backyard, critters, plants.
Yeah, it's not if they're just good enough. It just depends. Sometimes I get so many, I have to
You're overwhelmed.
choose, right?
So what is this quote of the week that you talk?
You know, I was sympathizing with all our listeners up north and back east where it's been really cold. And I found this quote from Victor Hugo. And he said, "Winter changes into stone the water of heaven in the heart of man."
That's really deep. What does that mean?
Makes you think. Think about it. During the break, you've
I
got
will
a whole
think about
break
that.
to think about.
I'm still thinking about peppers that aren't ripe yet. And, you know, how big are they? Are they the size of a cherry tomato? Are they a raisin? Is it popcorn? Do you take it to a movie? All these things in my head.
We got to take a break. When we come back, we're going to be talking to
Bobby Schwartz.
Bobby Schwartz about landscaping, right?
You betcha.
Yeah.
Stay with us. Garden America coming right back. Our first break. Happy Saturday to you.
Do you have a small yard and think you don't have the room for fruit trees? Well, think again. Dave Wilson Nursery wants to show you how to grow great tasting fruits like peaches, apples, pluots, and much more in small areas, even in patio containers too. It's called Backyard Orchard Culture. You get step-by-step information via the Fruit Tube videos at davewilson.com. That's where you'll find the closest nursery to you that carries Dave Wilson's quality fruit trees. Start the backyard orchard of your dreams at davewilson.com.
You know, a simple change in your lawn care practices this fall can create a carpet of green next spring that's safe for children and pets. Hi, this is Bryan Main from Garden America. When the weather begins to cool, your lawn starts to build back its root system and needs extra nourishment. That's why experts agree that fall is the best time to fertilize your lawn. Most lawn fertilizers release their nutrients quickly, which produces lots of clippings and reduces root growth. But Milorganite, an organic nitrogen fertilizer, feeds your lawn slowly throughout the fall, providing more green color with less clippings and maximum recovery from summer stress. It's a trick golf course superintendents have used for decades. Milorganite applied now will help your lawn green up faster in spring while helping it recover quickly from winter damage. You'll improve your lawn's overall health and greatly reduce weed problems. So give your lawn the food it needs. Milorganite, for better results naturally. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you. Again, that's Milorganite.com.
I'm Jay Farner from Quicken Loans. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.125%, APR 4.36%. But choosing the right mortgage lender involves so much more than just a rate. We've earned 12 J.D. Power Awards for client satisfaction. And we invented Rocket Mortgage, a simpler, hassle-free way to get a mortgage completely online. So choose Quicken Loans, America's #1 online lender. Call 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Equal housing lender. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370.
Do you need a car?
Been shopping only to be turned down because of bad credit, low credit, no credit, bankruptcy, or divorce? Guess what? Today's your lucky day, because now you can buy a car, truck, or SUV, just about any vehicle. It's true. Bad credit doesn't matter. No credit doesn't matter. Bankruptcy or divorce, it just doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, your job is your ticket to your new vehicle. We're Auto Credit Express, and we've helped thousands of people just like you. Antonio H. told us, great company, got me connected, and the day I went in, I drove off in the car I wanted. 100% worth your time. Need a car? Get started now and drive off as early as today. Just go to 11ignoremyscore.com right now. That's www.11ignoremyscore.com. Auto financing the easy way. 11ignoremyscore.com. Get started today. Auto financing the easy way.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And we are back. Actually, we never went anywhere. We just, you take a break for a commercial, and that's what people say on the radio, that we're back. Thank you for being with us here. Facebook Live, trying to get as many likes as possible, so tell your friends, your family, anybody else you can think of. Now, I know you made a post on Facebook, Tiger, who that lovely little girl is next to you to your left. That is your daughter.
Yeah, my daughter, Tasia.
And she's with us this morning. And you're keeping her very busy, too, by the way.
She's busy playing a game on her tablet. She doesn't even know what we're doing right now.
I think what's even funnier than that is the fact
I just found her. There she is.
That John was actually watching last week's show while it was on the air, thinking it was this week's show. And he said, how come I'm wearing something different?
And where's Tasia?
And where's Tasia? I don't see her in my monitor.
She's a ghost.
Are you back with us now?
You guys make fun of me, but Facebook is technologically advanced for
people what John is?
Over the age of 65.
You know what John is, Tiger?
What?
He's a time traveler.
Yeah.
You are a legitimate time traveler. Okay, that said, and also somebody posted that we need more jokes. We'll try to write some jokes during the show.
Oh, now what happened?
22 minutes after the hour, Tiger. We're going to let John figure things out.
Tiger's sitting in my seat.
And then, Tiger, you're going to bring in our guest who's been waiting so patiently.
Yeah, so we're really excited because this morning we have Bobby Schwartz, who's a garden writer, an author, and she wrote a book called Garden Renovation, Transform Your Yard into the Garden of Your Dreams. And, the one thing that when it comes to gardening is that it's whenever you're redoing a yard, it's where do you start? And Bobby has given everybody some great information on where to start and then how to follow step by step to making it happen. Good morning, Bobby. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine, thank you. Happy to be with you.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Now, I'll tell our listeners real quick. It's funny because I can't believe I'm actually speaking to Bobby at this moment because we had such trouble trying to coordinate our schedules to get the interview where at first it was Bobby couldn't get on the show because she was either on a vacation or out of town or at a conference or something. And then we scheduled her, and then it was a weekend that we were going to have to be off.
Oh, that's right. We were off.
And then we were trying to schedule again, and we couldn't coordinate. But now we're finally here, Bobby. I'm so glad to have you with us this morning.
I'm delighted as well. And when you were introducing me, you said that I was a garden writer and author, and that is true. But people should also know that I'm an obsessed gardener, and I'm also a certified landscape designer.
Okay.
And what I have done is compile a book which uses all of the information I have learned in 40 years of gardening and designing. And I'm sharing it with people who want to make changes. Because what I generally find is that even when people want to make changes, they don't know where to start, they don't know what questions to ask, they don't know what they don't know that they need to know. And, and there's a whole lot of that.
Yeah, that's very true. No.
And they haven't really set their goals or prioritized them nor the hard part. Have they decided what their budget is going to be? So it's pretty difficult, even though you have a vision of the Garden of Eden. If you can't afford that, what can you afford? And
Well,
can you possibly
not only the
break
budget,
it down
Bobby,
into phases?
but not only the budget, but people, watch renovation television. People get home and garden lifestyles magazines.
Yeah.
And they live in California, they live in Missouri, they live in New York, wherever it is. And sometimes they get these ideas, but they don't realize it's a region that is nothing like what they're living in. And then they go to a garden center and they're in California and they say, oh, I would love to have these peonies or these hostas or wherever it is. And you're like, whoa, wait a minute. These don't grow here. I'm sorry. And so they've done all this effort in trying to make this garden of their dreams happen, but not realize not every plant grows everywhere.
That is so true. And even in your own region, if the garden center has the plants that are appropriate for your climate, your soil, you still have to be asking questions. How much light do I have? How much water is in my soil? Does it rain regularly, or do I have to irrigate? What is the soil like? Does it drain? Because actually, more plants die from winter wet, the roots, they rot, than they do from not getting water during a drought.
Okay.
No, that's very true.
So where do you recommend, if somebody is looking to redo a front or backyard or both, where do they start?
Well, obviously, they get a copy of Bobby's book.
Well, but of course.
Right.
But where they start is really walking around the property with pad and pen and taking note of what they don't like and what they want to change. And you almost have to look at it as though you've never seen the property before, because you get used to things when you see them day after day. And then if you're looking at plants, for instance, is it too big? So then the next question is, can it be pruned? Or can it be transplanted to a better place? That's with plants. Also, sometimes you have what are called foundation plantings. It's a narrow bed up against the house filled with plants that are either too large or plants that come, for instance, above the windowsill and they hide the window so the house is dark, or they hide the door and nobody knows where to go. You want to look at your sidewalks, for instance. Can two people walk side by side to the door, or do they have to walk single file? What is the sidewalk made of? Do you like the material? Is it safe? Does it need to be replaced? Can it be beautified? And there are lots of examples of these kinds of things in my book. The same is true of driveways. Is it wide enough that you and your passenger can get out of the car and still be on the driveway, or do you have to step into grass that is often either wet or muddy? And that's no fun. And there are ways to widen a driveway without having to take the whole thing up, or you can replace it. We used to have an asphalt driveway. It wasn't lovely, but it was there, and it would be expensive to replace. And one day the city inspector came by and said, you have to do something with this, you have to replace it. And the problem with asphalt, of course, is that you keep adding layer on top of layer, and then the water starts draining toward your house. That is never a good thing.
Hey, Bobby, we got to take a break. I hate to interrupt you, but hold that thought as we continue. Any questions for us or Bobby, post them right there on Facebook. We will answer them just about right away, or John at gardenamerica.com as we continue. Great advice and great information right now. As we approach 30 minutes after the hour, Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. This is the Garden America Radio Show. Thank you for joining us.
Investing is a long-term process. How many times can you think of in the last decade that the stock market has destroyed retirement funds for people just like you and me? For your existing IRA, you need the security that gold has provided for centuries. Remember, gold has never been worth zero. Capital Gold would like to introduce you to the Home Storage Gold IRA. It's a self-directed IRA set up with all the protection and tax benefits of an LLC. But the big difference in this IRA is you invest in gold and you hold it in your possession. You can't do that with stocks. That's security. You can transfer any type of IRA hassle-free in days. Please call right now and learn more, and we'll waive the $500 setup fee and give you a free safe to store your gold. Call 800-223-0092. 800-223-0092. 800-223-0092. That's 800-223-0092.
I live alone and rarely have visitors. So when I slipped and fell in the kitchen last month and couldn't get to a phone, I knew I was in trouble.
Help!
I could barely move.
Help!
I tried calling for help, but no one could hear me. As I lay there, I couldn't help but think of my kids and grandkids having to go on without me. I was terrified. It took 8 hours for my neighbor to find me. It could have been the end of me. That's when I knew I needed Life Alert. With just one press of this button, I'm connected to the Life Alert Center, where I can get the help I need, even when I cannot reach a phone. With Life Alert, I'm never alone.
Call 1-800-414-1958 for your free Life Alert brochure. That's 1-800-414-1958. 1-800-414-1958. Call for your free Life Alert brochure today at 1-800-414-1958.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-595-6619. That's 800-595-6619. Again, 800-595-6619.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If you're making the minimum payments, but your balance is just not going down, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it will take years to get out of debt. Call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 5 million people with credit card debt. They can consolidate your debts into one lower payment, reduce your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast. If you're struggling with credit card debt, the first step is yours. Call Consolidated Credit now. Call 800-350-3241. 800-350-3241. Consolidated Credit Counseling Services Incorporated, 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33313. Not a loan company. Licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services or by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Maryland DM 19, Oregon DM 80031. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation Commission. License number DC 32.
Do you have an old car sitting in your driveway? How would you like to learn a hassle-free way to get rid of it, help kids in need, and get a great tax donation in the process? It's real easy. One simple free call to our car donation hotline is all it takes. Call the Nishama Foundation at 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. We'll come pick your car up for free and give you a tax donation for the full value of the car, running or not. The value of your unwanted car will go to help kids in need. It's fast and easy. Just call us and your car will be gone and on its way to helping children in 48 hours. And you get a nice tax deduction. Call the Nishama Foundation now to get rid of your car, help kids, and get a tax write-off. Call 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. That's 800-721-6723.
Biz Talk Radio.
To the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
35 minutes after the hour. Welcome to your Saturday morning here. Happy weekend back with Garden America. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for tuning in on Facebook Live as we continue to find out about what it takes to either start a garden, change a garden, modify a garden, and things that I wouldn't have thought of myself, Tiger.
Yeah.
Bobby's very detailed.
Exactly, and that's why we have her on the radio with us this morning. And she was just covering where we're going to start with when it comes to landscape renovations. And she said, grab the pen and paper, walk through the yard, look at it with new eyes so you know what you like, what you don't like, what the changes are you're going to make, and get a plan started. One of the things that I was just thinking of while you were talking about that is that once you get that plan started, and we talked about knowing what's going to do well in the region that you're in, Bobby, is understanding that plants have different sizes, right? So you really have to think about the size and the scope of your yard before you start picking out some of these plants, because you need to know what size plant you want to get. That's almost going to help you identify the choice of plants, right?
Crucial. That is crucial. Because what happens is, and I've seen it so many times, you go to the garden center and you see a plant in its pot, and for whatever reason, people don't realize that it's going to grow bigger, wider. So plants frequently get planted too close to the driveway, and then they end up having to prune it back because it's scraping against their Forsythia is a great example. Forsythia wants to be 8 feet tall, 8 feet wide, but when you buy it at the garden center or at a nursery, it's usually 3 feet high, and it's usually pretty skinny. And people plant it, maybe 2 feet from the driveway. And people also buy plants, and they plant them under the windowsill, not realizing that within a few years, that plant is not only going to be taller than the windowsill, eventually it's going to be as tall as the window. So knowing what mature size is crucial. And then the other factor is patience. Because when you put in new plants, particularly when you've done a whole garden or landscape, what gets installed is not the vision in your head. That takes time. That usually usually takes 3 to 5 years.
Hey, Bobby, do you think most people, they just look at a plant or various colors and they think to themselves, boy, that would be really cool. I want this, and I want that, and I want it tomorrow, and I don't want to do much watering, and I want no maintenance at all, right? Is that what a lot of people think?
Well, I think that's what a lot of people think, and there is no such thing as a no-maintenance garden. Not even if you have rocks, because the weeds will get in.
Right.
It just does not exist. But you can have beautiful lower maintenance gardens. And you can have gardens that don't need a lot of water. They're called xeriscapes, Xeriscapes, which means drought-tolerant landscape. And I've even designed some of those here in Cleveland, and they don't look like a desert. I've used plants that are common for our climate, but they're plants that don't need a lot of water after the first year. Watering in the first year is absolutely essential for roots to get established. After that, a lot of plants can fend for themselves.
So now that people have kind of gotten some ideas on the starting points and some ideas for design concepts and kind of where to go from there, getting started, the actual work, the doing the gardening.
Yes.
Any kind of good tips for people on that level? Hiring a contractor, not hiring a contractor, do-it-yourselfers versus bringing professionals in?
Sure. And what I will say, it depends, number one, on how much time you have, how much you're willing to do physical labor, and knowledge. For instance, when you're installing new planting beds, you want to put a shovel into your soil. Does it drain? Does it need to drain for the plants that you have purchased? Or can it hold water? For instance, meadow-type gardens usually do very well in heavy clay soil because they retain water, and that is the natural habitat of a meadow or a prairie. On the other hand, if you have plants that are pickier about drainage, you probably want to add organic material as well as some organics to help drainage. And are you prepared to go out there and dig and lay all that material on top of the soil? We don't recommend rototilling anymore because it destroys the soil web. And people can Google soil web and read about what that means. But it is really crucial to plant health. Now, if the homeowner is thinking about something like putting in a new patio or a new sidewalk or a new driveway, knowledge is crucial. What kind of base does it have? How deep? Do you have the equipment to do that? Things like that. I really think most people are better off hiring a contractor. What I will say is that if you were the kind of person who reads a manual to put something together and you glaze over after the first page, hire somebody to do it.
Yeah, that's the truth, right?
You talked about not rototilling anymore. Does that have a lot to do with getting rid of or hurting all the good biology and beneficial bacteria?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it does. It has a lot to do with it. And evidently there are invisible connections between the soil, bacteria, mycorrhizae, insects that are there that are helpful.
So you're destroying what you need for a good, healthy garden.
It.
Yeah, okay.
Someone wrote a book just within the last couple of years about plants communicating with each other. And part of that
fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
Part of that's through the soil, through the connections that Bobby's talking about.
Well, didn't we talk about one time on the show where somebody put fertilizer or something underground and how a plant would naturally make its way toward that food source or that fertilizer?
Yeah, plants are smarter than you think, Bryan.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I've seen them dance before. I saw the movie.
Yeah.
Hey, so Bobby, for our listeners, obviously great information. You know what you're talking about. Now let's. How do people get a hold of you? How do people get a hold of your book?
Yeah, the book, the website, whatever.
Where do we need to go to get a hold of Bobby?
So to buy the book, go to Amazon.com. Or go to any independent bookstore and request that they get it for you.
And if you get the Garden America newsletter, there is a link in the newsletter directly to the book to buy it on Amazon.
One more reason to get the newsletter.
Oh, definitely. They can go to my website, which is www.bgthumb, like the digit on your hand, .com. And there is a page about my book. There's another heading for Bobby's World, which is my blog. and I write about gardening and landscape design, and they can subscribe to that, and they can go on my Facebook page for Bobby's Green Thumb, and they can like that. And I try to write a weekly post about what's going on in my design world and the conferences I'm attending and the lectures I'm giving and what's happening in my garden, all those kinds of things.
Outstanding.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Bobby. Such great information. I know that right now it's maybe about 40 degrees back there where you're at, and maybe a chance of some rain.
It feels like a heat wave. Because the past couple weeks, I don't think the temperature got above 10.
Oh, my goodness.
It was really frigid.
I don't think we have
but
thermometers that go down.
But I thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, well, thank you for
joining us.
No,
not in San Diego.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll look forward. We'll have you on again soon, and we'll talk some more about garden renovations
I
and
would love
the next steps
Thank
that
you
people
so
need
much.
to take.
You got it. Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate it.
Okay, take care.
Bye-bye.
Perfect timing, too. We're going to go into a break. We're going to come back. It's Bryan, Maine, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco here on Garden America. Thank you for tuning in on Facebook Live or Biz Talk Radio. However, you may be listening to us this morning. Want to give us a call, 855-424-9825. John at GardenAmerica.com. Questions, comments, right there on Facebook Live as we step aside. Garden America coming right back. Remember, thumbs up.
Do you have insects on your roses? Do you have borers damaging your trees and shrubs due to stress or the drought? This is Tiger Palafox with Garden America Radio. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench is a great product that will give you season-long protection against many insects. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench can act as a preventer or a curative for insects that suck, chew, or bore on your plants. This may be the easiest product to use. Simply measure, mix in a bucket, and pour around the base of the tree. One application can last up to a full year. Protect your trees with Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench. Find it at your local independent nursery or fertilome.com.
Do you want to take the great shows of Biz Talk Radio wherever you go? Well, now you can with the new Biz Talk Radio app for iPhone and Android devices. Now, all the great shows of Biz Talk Radio are with you wherever you go, just an arm's reach away on your smartphone. Download today at the App Store or the Google Play Store and get the brand new Biz Talk Radio app. It's biz for you wherever you go with the new Biz Talk Radio app.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and three-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-935-0752 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you a copy of The Number One Mistakes Retirees Are Making with Their Investments and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-935-0752. That's 800-935-0752. Employees of J.D. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
If you're one of the millions of Americans who can't work because of a serious injury or illness, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. It doesn't matter if you've applied before and the government has said no. Let the experienced attorneys at Bill Gordon and Associates help you get the Social Security disability you deserve. Their team of attorneys have been fighting for benefits for people just like you for over 20 years. And best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. There are many conditions that make you eligible, including some you may not even be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call Bill Gordon and Associates today for your free no-obligation consultation. See if you qualify for the Social Security benefits you need and deserve. 800-470-4453. 800-470-4453. That's 800-470-4453.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. That's 800-915-9658.
If you're suffering from hearing loss, stay tuned for a special offer from the makers of Listen Clear, a revolutionary hearing aid breakthrough designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. Right now, you can try Listen Clear hearing aids absolutely free for 45 days. You can also qualify for free shipping and free batteries for life. Listen Clear hearing aids are so lightweight and comfortable, you can wear them all day long. They're practically invisible, too, so others won't even notice you're wearing them. And the best part is, you'll be able to hear almost everything, everywhere. So do something about your hearing loss. Call Listen Clear now to get started with your 45-day risk-free hearing aid trial. This special offer won't be available for long, so call Listen Clear now.
800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. We're here 24 hours a day to help. That's 800-716-4650.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Here on Garden America, thank you so much for tuning in, watching us on Facebook Live. A lot of people tuned in this morning. I see some new names that have been popping up. John at gardenamerica.com, questions, comments, or better yet, right there on Facebook Live. We'll get to them as we monitor them, get to them right away. Questions, comments, whatever's on your mind. This is our final segment, hour number 1 on this Saturday morning, and some good information from Bobby Schwartz. Again, I know she might have confused a lot of people because there is so much to think about when planning something like that. I mentioned a lot of people, and at one time I was probably guilty of this myself. You see some plants you like the color, you like this, and you buy them and want to put them in, but they may not be right for your zone, may not be right for your climate. There's a lot that goes into it, as you mentioned.
Well, I think that when you go to a nursery or garden center and you're just looking to fill some pots or fill a couple holes in the garden, that's one thing.
Yeah,
you can go in there, you can look for flowers,
right.
You can buy what you like and see.
Starting from scratch is different.
Yeah, but when you're looking to renovate your yard, really get down and change things and what the dynamics are, I tell people you cannot walk into a grocery store hungry, so you cannot walk into a nursery without a plan. Because all you're going to end up with is a bunch of junk food, and all you're going to end up with is a bunch of flowers and plants that you like that you think are pretty, but they might not do what you're hoping they'll do, and they're not going to do the job. It's going to, in 6 months, you're going to regret all the efforts and money that you just spent because you're going to have to redo it again. So go in with a plan. Like she mentioned, you got to look at your yard with new eyes because we do get so accustomed to what we have. And it's just, it's even walking into your own house. When you walk into your living room and you see your couch, you see your TV, you see your paintings, every once in a while you need to step back and be like, what don't I like in here?
You know, it's funny because
make my life better.
I mentioned that to my wife a lot. I look around and go, does this place look okay? She goes, what are you talking about? I go, I'm just used to it.
Yeah.
It's like people who arrive in San Diego for the first time and they land at Lindbergh Field. They see the skyline. They see the palm trees. They see the San Diego Bay. They see the ocean, and they're just like, wow, this is paradise. And I think to myself, I've lived here all my life. What's so special about it?
I see road construction.
Right.
I see
potholes.
I see street closures.
Yeah.
I see 2 cruise ships that just caused havoc in downtown.
So you're right. It's looking at it with new eyes,
Yeah.
or even bring somebody else in and get a second opinion, second or third opinion. If you lived here, what would you do?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the other thing to remember is when you go to a garden center and you're looking at trees and shrubs, that's the same thing as going to a furniture store. And you want to go to a furniture store and go, oh, I really like that sofa. I think I'll bring it home without having somewhere to put it.
Yeah.
Right. Or at least
without measuring.
Yeah, and that's the same thing in your yard. If you're buying a tree, you'd better have somewhere to put
well,
that
not
thing
only
when it
that,
grows.
you better know what that tree, if it's a small tree, how big is it going to grow? What about
exactly what I'm talking
the
about.
root system?
Right.
Is my sidewalk going to come up in 3 years because of that? You know, so absolutely.
Am I going to sell the house next year? It's going to look good right now. I don't care what happens when I'm gone.
Or how John made me nervous when I talked about the ficus that grew through the
You
pot.
finally got rid of that,
No,
right?
I did not get rid of it.
You left it there?
Because I think it's far enough away from the house. You thought it was like next to the house. It's about 8 feet from the house.
I had a ficus in my yard that was about 10 feet from the house. Yeah. It cost me $900 to have it removed.
Well, Tiger said he'd do it for nothing.
Yeah.
For lunch and maybe.
Well, yours is a lot smaller than mine was too.
Play with his fish tank.
Yeah, you can dive in. It's big enough. Good golly.
But for those people that are not looking for landscape renovation right now, you have the coolest plant. And so John's telling me this plant is making its own resurrection because you saying it was popular back in the 70s? 50s.
Now, which plant is this? The resurrection plant?
The resurrection plant. And it's in our newsletter.
You know, also it was popular 2,000 years ago.
So the plant that's in our newsletter, for the people that don't get our newsletter, it's the weirdest thing. It looks like a small tumbleweed that would fit in the palm of your hand. And
if you're holding it, it's dry like a tumbleweed.
It's dry. There's no roots. There's no soil. And it feels like you just have a dry, dead tumbleweed in your hand. And all you do is do you soak it? Do you like
set it in like
submerge
a saucer of water.
Just like a shallow plate kind of a thing?
And overnight it comes to life.
And it's green and it's vibrant. It unfolds and it actually grows in size, right? Like it goes from sitting in the palm of your hand to being almost 2 hands or the size of your head kind of a thing.
Right. Becomes hydrated.
You need time-lapse photography to really prove the point.
Yeah, there's lots of videos of it online, so it's pretty neat.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is they think they've discovered the secret to how the plant's able to do that, and it's sugars. And what they're hoping to do is to use this sugar mechanism and put it into other plants to eventually create drought-tolerant crops or to create drought-tolerant landscapes that won't ever need to be watered and will just come back to life whenever they do get watered.
Wow.
Be amazing.
Yeah, it's interesting. What else is interesting is that plant is Selaginella, which is, sometimes they're called peacock ferns, and they usually grow in really moist, wet climates. But this particular one happens to be native to the Chihuahuan Desert. So,
which is Mexico, I assume you're talking about? Okay.
Yeah. Right,
the state of Chihuahua, yes.
Yeah. So I was looking at Facebook and saw that Dale had made a comment on a giant delicious tomato that he had planted seeds for and they germinated. And it got me to thinking about large tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
And to expound a little bit on the delicious tomato, which came out from Burpee in the 60s, I believe.
Burpee seeds.
Burpee seed, yeah. Holds the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest tomato fruit. And it was about, I think it's like 7 pounds, 9 ounces or something like that.
Mm.
But I was telling Tiger during the break that a woman back east, Minnie Zachariah, used to grow these delicious tomatoes at the fair into the biggest tomato contest. And for years, she would save the seeds from the biggest one of those tomatoes. And every year she produced bigger and bigger ones. And when we come back, I'll tell you the rest of the story.
We've got about 6 or 7 because news coming up at the top of the hour. This is our big break.
Yeah, you've got to tune in.
That's right. and stay with us on Facebook. Stay on Facebook Live. Take 2. And remember those likes. See you 6 minutes after.
The opinions you hear on Biz Talk Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of this station, Biz Talk Radio, its management, or advertisers. The information on Biz Talk Radio does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or service. If you have any questions about Biz Talk Radio, contact us at 817-274-1609 or at biztalkradio.com. Biz Talk Radio.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King. The government is closed. With less than an hour before the funding deadline, the Senate failed to cast enough votes to pass a stopgap bill to fund the government. Democratic leader Chuck Schumer said the decision wasn't split along party lines.
It's not just Democrats who opposed this CR. Several Republicans did as well.
He also said the Democrats are not taking all the heat.
And the blame should crash entirely on President Trump's shoulders. This will be called the Trump shutdown.
Earlier on Friday, a group of Senate Democrats introduced a bill to withhold congressional pay if the government shuts down. Republican Senators Rand Paul, Lindsey Graham, Mike Lee, and Jeff Flake voted against the legislation. You're listening to USA Radio News.
For some reason, being unpatriotic has become a trend as a way to protest perceived injustices in our country. But true patriots understand that America stands for liberty and justice for all. Standing for the flag and our national anthem is a sign of respect for the liberties and freedoms fought for by millions who made the ultimate sacrifice for this great nation. If you stand for the flag and kneel before the cross, show your position through apparel and merchandise from the Patriot Depot. Patriot Depot has hats, shirts, mugs, books, and other articles that show our beliefs in the First and Second Amendments. Go to PatriotDepot.com now and enter code USA at checkout. Find novelties, bumper stickers, clothing, flags, books, and more. PatriotDepot.com merchandise allows true patriots to express their opinions. Check it out right now. PatriotDepot.com. PatriotDepot.com and enter code USA at checkout.
Investigators believe Stephen Paddock acted alone when he opened fire on a crowd of concertgoers from a Las Vegas hotel in October, and they don't plan to file charges against his girlfriend. Sheriff Joe Lombardo spoke about the October 1st shooting, which left 58 people dead at the Route 91 Harvest Festival. The new report confirmed that 851 people were directly injured in the shooting. The LA County Medical Examiner announced that Grammy Award-winning rocker Tom Petty died of an accidental drug overdose. The medical examiner said the 66-year-old died of multi-system organ failure from cardiac arrest as a result of mixed drug toxicity. Petty's family said he was prescribed the medications to treat emphysema, knee problems, and a fractured hip, which they said had recently progressed to a more serious break. They said he'd performed 53 tour dates with the hip injury. This is USA Radio News.
You know, when the Israelites got to the desert, they were given manna from heaven. Well, we may not have manna, but we do have new manna. In these uncertain times, become food independent with new manna's long-term storable food. Healthy, nutritious, dense meals, organic, non-GMO, taste great, and last for over 25 years. Oh, and gluten-free is available. Order now and get 20% off, free shipping, and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Just use promo code WAR. Call 888-597-0775, 888-597-0775, or go to newmanna.com.
At least 130 active military service members took their own lives in the first half of 2017. USA's Tim Berg reports.
Well, a naval clinic on Joint Base Andrews in Maryland has found a secret weapon to sniff out military members dealing with extreme stress, a dog. Every day, Senior Chief Brad greets sailors and Marines as they enter the military clinic appointments. Chief Brad's handler, Bobby Long, talks about the science behind dogs and stress.
Well, some of the science behind it shows that
dogs can pick up on pheromones that people emit when they're highly stressed. Some science points towards body language.
Chief Long also discusses how soldiers react when Brad sniffs them out.
When I explain to them that Brad has, possibly identified them, is there anything going on in their lives, they don't question that.
For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.
Former FBI Chief James Comey has landed a teaching job at his alma mater. USA's Chris Barnes reports.
James Comey has accepted a non-tenured position as an executive professor at William and Mary in Virginia. He'll join the ranks of the school's teaching faculty this fall with a course he'll teach on ethical leadership. Comey has taught a series of lectures since last fall at historically black Howard University in Washington, D.C. His initial reception there included some student protests. For USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If you're making the minimum payments, but your balance is just not going down, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it will take years to get out of debt, call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 5 million people with credit card debt. They can consolidate your debts into one lower payment, reduce your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast. If you're struggling with credit card debt, the first step is yours. Call Consolidated Credit now. Call 800-350-3241. 800-350-3241. That's 800-350-3241. Consolidated Credit Counseling Services Incorporated, 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33313. Not a loan company. Licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services or by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Maryland DM 19, Oregon DM 80031. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation Commission. License number DC 32.
Welcome to the Garden America radio show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do in the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or send us your questions and comments to john@gardenamerica.com. Now, here's Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on Biz Talk Radio and the Garden America Radio Network.
It is hour number 2. Okay, here we go. Thank you so much. I think we had a little bit of an audio problem toward the end of hour number 1. So thank you for that feedback as it was crackling in and out. Tiger is our director and technical expert. So he's on top of that right now. So thank you.
Bam.
Again, looking for more likes, keep those thumbs up. And again, if you want to call us with a question or comment, 855-424-9825. Also, john@gardenamerica.com. Better still, right there on Facebook. Right there, Facebook Live. And we'll get to as many as possible. Do we see any questions so far?
Well, prior to the break,
yeah, you wanted to continue that thought, John.
We were talking about the delicious tomato
right.
that holds the world's record for the largest tomato right now at like over 7.5 pounds. And we were talking about how Minnie Zachariah in the East Coast used to grow this tomato every year, and then she would put it in the fair to try to win for the largest tomato in the fair, just like a giant pumpkin contest.
Mm-hmm.
And every year she saved the seeds from the biggest tomatoes. So eventually they started to market her selection, which is called Big Zac. And Big Zac right now frequently produces tomatoes 3 to 5 pounds. And we do sell that on our website, by the way. Grafted, it really produces a lot of fruit.
And it's a good sandwich tomato.
Well, yeah, and the flavor is awesome because it came from delicious tomato, which was named delicious because of its flavor. But the whole reason I wanted to get into this story is that we had a listener send us a picture of the Virginia Sweets tomato that he grew last year. And last year, I think, was the first year we offered Virginia Sweets. And the one that he had, and this is up in Salem, Oregon, the one he had on a scale was a little over 5 pounds.
Just over
right?
5 pounds, yes.
And he sent us another picture of a friend of his whose son was holding one, and he said that he thought that one was close to 7 pounds. He said it might have even been a record winner, but he couldn't. His neighbor was going on vacation. They never weighed the tomato, but they got the picture of the son.
And I'll try to post those on Facebook as soon as I can so you can take a look at what John's talking about.
Yeah, in Virginia Sweets, Again, this if you like sweet tomato, it's a great tasting tomato, and also got the stripes, so it looks really pretty. So if you like big tomatoes, those are two to try.
How do you, if you have a 7-pound tomato and it's starting to produce, or if you have a plant that's going to produce 7-pound tomatoes, how do you support it?
Well, you just go to it and just say, you're doing really good. Keep it up.
Maybe give it some money.
You can hit 7 pounds.
You're talking about what kind of tomato cage do you need for something that big?
The cage is one thing because you keep it supported, you keep it upright with a cage. But if that branch comes out of the cage,
yes, exactly,
and that branch starts to hang over, it'll just snap.
Well,
so how do you support the fruit?
That's a good question.
If it's against the wire, it'll snap, but if it's hanging down, it'll probably be okay. If you do need to support the fruit, though, you can support it the same way that people support watermelon. If you're growing them on a fence, a lot of people will take nylon stockings and
put the fruit in the stocking.
Put the fruit in the stocking.
Well, this sounds so adult.
Just tie it and hold it up, or they'll make little straps to actually hold it up.
That allow flexibility so the plant can continue to grow. But, I mean, do they grow those 7-pound tomatoes upright like that, or do they just let them grow kind of on the ground?
Well, first of all, 7 pounds is a world record.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of them.
Would you say most of them are going to be like closer to 3 to 4 pounds?
Well, you know, the Virginia Sweets really is coming in at 4 and 5 pounds.
Wow. On a regular basis.
But now, Sharon said that, see, the other thing about these big tomatoes, to get one that size, you've got to pull off all the other tomatoes.
Oh,
so all the strength goes into that. But with a grafted tomato, the root system is so big that it can support a lot. So Sharon Asakawa told us that her father-in-law grew big Zack tomatoes, and that he had, I think she said that at one time she picked 10 tomatoes that were over 3 pounds apiece. All now, at the same time.
Dale just made a comment on Facebook on this very same topic. Do you see his comment there?
About there being an
8-pounder.
And on the world record list, Dan Sutherland in the United States on August 30th of 2016 grew a tomato that was 8.61 pounds in Walla Walla, Washington.
He's a weightlifter as well. I find that interesting.
That's where they grow the Walla Walla onions.
Ooh, those are so delicious.
What are onions? Now, onions, John, are good for you in so many ways, but what specifically does an onion do for you in terms of just keeping you healthy?
Nothing for me.
Well, but
I can't stand the smell of taste of onions or garlic anymore.
But I don't really care about what you think.
Yeah, but I mean, in general, onions for somebody who's looking to stay healthy. What do they give you?
I remember Napoleon complaining one time about how.
You knew Napoleon?
How his
I remember Napoleon
how his army could be expected to fight without onions.
Okay. So
I don't know. Why don't you look into that and let us know?
Vim and vigor. It gives you energy. It gives you strength.
I don't know.
It doesn't help you grow tall. We know that.
No. There's a couple dietitians who've recommended never eating an onion.
Well, I don't like that.
No.
Because I love onions and garlic all the time. I mean, my two favorites. Put onions on everything.
All right.
There's an awkward silence.
I just don't know where to go with that.
Yeah.
So did the new world record holder for the tomato, you said was 8 pounds, 4 ounces.
8.61 pounds.
8.61, okay. Did you have the variety on that tomato?
Oh. Yeah.
That would be interesting to know if it was also a delicious.
Good question.
But anyway, once you get over 5 pounds on a tomato, that's
come on.
Ridiculous.
I can't imagine slicing that big sucker.
Well, beefsteak tomatoes are, usually what you think of as a big tomato, right?
Right.
As a beefsteak, those are a pound.
I mean,
1 pound tomato is a big tomato.
You know what? 8 pounds is a newborn baby.
I wonder what you would do with
Look
that.
at it that
if you
way.
had an 8-pound tomato, what would you make with it?
You'd have to make one of those huge 12-inch deli sandwiches, or 12-foot. Not 12-inch, but, a big 12-foot deli sandwich. That's what I would do.
I'd make salsa.
A lot of salsa.
Yeah.
Do you remember that song, Guantanamera?
Yeah, by the, was it the Sandpipers?
Yeah. that came out, that must have come out in the early 70s.
No, before that. Anyway, but yes, it was.
Because I was living in an apartment in East Lansing, Michigan. I was going to Michigan State at the time.
Well,
yeah, and our neighbor, who was, they were nice people. I wouldn't say he was the smartest person around, but he liked the tune of that song. But, in Michigan, not a lot of people spoke Spanish back then.
Right.
Or even knew what Spanish was. I mean, I remember we didn't even know what to do with an avocado if we saw one. But he thought the song, he would go around singing the song, he would sing 1 ton tomato.
1 ton tomato.
I picked a 1 ton tomato.
I don't think we have that song in our library anymore. And even if we did, Facebook would pull our show off.
That's right.
Exactly.
Because of, even though the music is licensed, but, we're not going to get into that.
But anyway, I guess the point of all the tomato talk is that there's large tomatoes, there's small tomatoes,
Right.
there are tomatoes for different uses.
How come nobody talks about the world's smallest tomato?
Good question.
Well, we used to sell the world's smallest.
Yeah, but the world's
It was
smallest.
called, Tiger and I were talking about this a couple of weeks ago. It's called Micro Tom.
Micro Tom.
Right. And you plant it in a 4-inch pot.
And leave it there.
And leave it there. Never outgrows that
Right.
pot. It's about the size of your fist, not much bigger. And has little tiny tomatoes all over it. But that one was genetically engineered. Or genetically altered. It wasn't
Modified, would they say genetically modified?
Yeah, it wasn't natural. Micro Tom. Not a lot of markets for that. I don't know really what you would.
Yeah, what would you? Yeah, really.
That would
There's
not
no
be
reason
fun to
for
have.
it.
No.
No reason for that. Are you getting any email questions, John?
Well, I don't know. While you're entertaining
we're-
people, I can go to.
We're too busy jib-jabbering to wondering what other people are thinking. But I was going to say that right now we were talking about doing a Facebook Live video at the nursery to kind of talk about what's coming up, what's
Right.
in season,
Yes.
some of the different plants. And John and I, before the show, were talking about another nursery in the region, and they were mentioning what they were bringing in this time of year. And back to Bobby's conversation, that people have to realize that just because it's always in a nursery doesn't mean it's always what you should buy.
Let's
and
talk
this
more
time
about
of
that.
year,
Yeah.
it's really important.
Let's
Okay.
talk more about that after the break on the other side.
And
as
we
they
do
say.
have some email questions we can go over.
Beautiful.
Come back.
Email questions, stores that are bringing in various plants that maybe you do or do not want to buy. Lots of things happening. Questions, comments on Facebook. This is Garden America. Brian, John, Tiger, we're coming right back. You know, a simple change in your lawn care practices this fall can create a carpet of green next spring that's safe for children and pets. Hi, this is Brian Main from Garden America. When the weather begins to cool, your lawn starts to build back its root system and needs extra nourishment. That's why experts agree that fall is the best time to fertilize your lawn. Most lawn fertilizers release their nutrients quickly, which produces lots of clippings and reduces root growth. But Milorganite, an organic nitrogen fertilizer, feeds your lawn slowly throughout the fall, providing more green color with less clippings and maximum recovery from summer stress. It's a trick golf course superintendents have used for decades. Milorganite applied now will help your lawn green up faster in spring while helping it recover quickly from winter damage. You'll improve your lawn's overall health and greatly reduce weed problems. So give your lawn the food it needs. Milorganite, for better results naturally. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you. Again, that's Milorganite.com.
It's bare root fruit tree season, and you probably have a million questions. Which fruits will grow well here? What are the tastiest fruits? How do I care for them? The answers? They're just a click away with the informative Fruit Tube videos at DaveWilson.com. That's Dave Wilson Nursery, the nation's largest grower of fruit trees for the backyard garden. They have planting tips, taste test results, and links to nurseries in your area that carry Dave Wilson fruit trees. Your harvest to better health begins at DaveWilson.com.
There's more than one way to invest in your education. Investing in the right products, securities, and real estate generates secure and sound futures. What about an investment that retains its value? Consider college real estate. College real estate can provide housing for students and generate returns for their families. Through this special offer from Austin iLabs, you can download the free workbook from collegerealestate.com to see if this investment is right for you. Go to collegerealestate.com/radio.
We paid less for our Craftmatic today than we did 20 years ago.
If you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Rated #1 by consumers nationwide on consumeraffairs.com. Craftmatic beds come in all mattress types, including cool gel memory foam for up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, poor circulation, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. You'll sleep better in a Craftmatic adjustable bed. So if you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and information. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Discover Craftmatic for less, up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand.
Call 1-800-316-5271. That's 1-800-316-5271. 1-800-316-5271. Call now.
National Funding Group has just released $100 million in easy access small business funding to businesses that gross at least $100,000 a year. You can have fast access up to $500,000 in new business capital in as little as 48 hours. Think about the ways you could grow your business if you had up to a $500,000 cash infusion. Call a NFG funding expert now. The process is easy. It only takes about 5 minutes. Then our management-owned lending team looks at your application for a fast approval. You can get 100% funded in about 2 days. If you need up to $500,000 in working capital to run your business and you gross at least $100,000 a year, call NFG and apply today. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. That's 800-296-1564.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Back here on Garden America, it is John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. I'm Bryan Main. Welcome Facebook Live as we continue. We have questions. I know Tiger was in the middle of talking about something in terms of the various plants and things that are arriving in some of the stores right now. But we do have a phone call at 855-424-9825 from San Diego. Welcome to the show. Is it Evelyn or Evelyn?
Yes, it's Evelyn. Evelyn. Evelyn.
Well, thank you. Nice name, beautiful name. Thank you for calling. How can we help you? What's your question?
I'm sorry for the pronunciation. I'm Spanish speaking. I'm from Puerto Rico, and I always say that all my life I've been saying Evelyn. So, but I'm here. I need to twitch my tongue.
No, it's a beautiful
name. But anyway, Thank you. I always listen to the program here in San Diego, and I was listening this morning, and happened to be that I didn't get the name of the book of Bobby Schwartz is her name. Mm-hmm. And can you give me her name and the title of her book?
Yeah, so it's Bobby Schwartz, and that's Bobbie, and her last name Schwartz is Schwartz. And the book title is Garden Renovation, Transform Your Yard into the Garden of Your Dreams. And
Can you repeat that? Gardening innovation, you said?
No, Garden Renovation. So 2 words, garden
renovation. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then transform your yard into the garden of your dreams.
If you look at if you just Google garden renovation, I'm sure it'll come up.
No.
No.
If you Google garden renovation, 1,000 things will come up.
Yeah, hold on.
If you do garden renovation, Amazon.
There you go.
On Amazon is what I meant.
And I'll post the link on our Facebook, too, so people can go there.
Okay. Great.
And then also, if you sign up for our newsletter,
yes,
we usually put the links, like when we were interviewing Bobby. The newsletter comes out on Friday, and you could see she's going to be on the show. It would have her book and a link right to Amazon to be able to buy it if you want.
Oh, great. Fantastic. That is something that I need to give to my daughter, my youngest daughter. She's 28 now, and she's very, she's very creative, and she's very, very interested in starting, planting, and she's been very interested in this. So this is going to be a good present for her.
Sounds
and
perfect.
For me. So I thank you.
Thanks for listening.
Program. It's awesome. I really love your program. Every Saturday I listen to the program while I'm doing my chores here at home. Thank you. I'm very, very interesting, very intelligent, very smart people, and giving information to us. So have a beautiful
your check is in the
and
mail.
blessed
Thank you
day.
very much.
Thank you so much for listening. We do appreciate it. Take care. Do you think she likes the show?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what she thought of the show. No, thank you very much. We do appreciate the phone call. And, to get our newsletter, you simply go to gardenamerica.com. That's gardenamerica.com. On the homepage there, you can sign up for the newsletter. As John mentioned, it talks about upcoming guests. We post pictures. There's always great articles and usually links to the person we're speaking with if there's a website or something or a direct contact that you need to know about.
We had a question on Facebook from Rick.
Yes.
He says that I'm just curious, who develops the rootstock for grafted tomatoes? He said, I would imagine that's a science unto itself. And it's true.
Very good.
There's now over 100 rootstocks available for tomatoes, depending on what the use is going to be. Most of those for greenhouse culture, not for garden culture. And when we, over at Plug Connection, we were testing for rootstocks for a company that produced those type of tomatoes just for the rootstocks. And at that time, we had 60 that we were testing in the greenhouse for them. And I remember they would come in and they would evaluate them. They would check them every couple weeks. And when they were done with the test, we had to make sure that they got every plant back so they could destroy it and it wasn't available to anyone else.
Right. Hey, just before the break, in fact, we've got a break coming up in about 2.5 minutes here. Tiger, you talked about this time of the year, stores getting plants and flowers and things in that are probably going to really entice people to buy things they may not be familiar with.
Well, it's hard because it's wintertime. And if you were to truly walk into a nursery this time of year, it would be hard to find something of enticement to buy. So what a lot of places do will bring in things from greenhouses or out of their region. They'll put them out there. People will see them. They get enticed to buy it because it looks good. It's blooming. Right. Everything's looking good. And then they get it home, and within a day or two, it begins to dwindle. And so most of the time, your local garden center won't do that. They'll mostly focus on things that are good for your region, good for that time of year, and they'll focus on plants that are going to make you successful. Now, the chain or box stores, they focus on trying to, get you to buy something no matter what, and whether the product just came from Florida and you're in Ohio or, whatever it is,
right.
They'll have it there, and you'll take it home and you won't be successful. So just really be cognizant of what's going on during this time of year specifically, because it's such a hard time of year for the garden centers right now when it comes to having something beautiful and nice.
Sure.
Now, there are the plants that do well. I mean, cyclamen, very cold tolerant blooming plant right now. That's not a problem. But again, you just have to kind of watch what's there and what you're buying. And then also the region. I mean, like we were mentioning, there was a local nursery that brought in some plants that weren't particularly great for our region, but they were looking good right now for the grower that had them. And, maybe 6 months from now, maybe 2 months from now, that's going to be a hard plant to take care of because our climate is so hot and so dry. And this plant loves rain and cooler weather. And so, just kind of doing a little bit of investigation. And the nice thing about it is nowadays everybody has information at their fingertips. When you walk into a nursery and you see a plant that you like, search it.
Yeah, exactly.
Find out some information. Find out the zone that it lives in. Find out where it will do well, where it doesn't do well, and what it needs, and you should be really successful.
And you are probably better off buying from a nursery than a big box store. Because,
definitely.
Because the nursery is going to have, for the most part, they're going to have answers to your questions.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they do. If they don't, they will research it. A big box store, you go from, the tool department, to the garden department, and they may not have the necessary knowledge that you need and those questions answered. So try to go to a nursery.
Yeah. However, if you don't have questions, there's no reason you can't go into a big box store and buy something that you know.
No, I think there's a lot of reasons, John, but
I think a lot of the big box stores have great selections of cactus and succulents.
They do. I just know that when I've gone in there, when I ask a question, sometimes they really don't have the answer.
Well, you should be calling Garden America on Saturday and getting your answer.
You know what? There you go. I'm going to do that. Hey, we're going to come right back. More questions right there. Facebook Live. This is Garden America.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370.
Do you need a car? Been shopping only to be turned down because of bad credit, low credit, no credit, bankruptcy, or divorce? Guess what? Today's your lucky day, because now you can buy a car, truck, or SUV, just about any vehicle. It's true. Bad credit doesn't matter. No credit doesn't matter. Bankruptcy or divorce, it just doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, your job is your ticket to your new vehicle. We're Auto Credit Express, and we've helped thousands of people just like you. Antonio H. told us, great company, got me connected, and the day I went in, I drove off in the car I wanted. 100% worth your time. Need a car? Get started now and drive off as early as today. Just go to 11ignoremyscore.com right now. That's www.11ignoremyscore.com. Auto financing the easy way. 11ignoremyscore.com. Get started today. Auto financing the easy way.
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588.
Are you ready to leave your corporate job behind and be your own boss? Have you ever dreamed of owning a business? Do you have $50,000 or more sitting around in a 401k? If you answered yes, it's time to invest in yourself by buying or starting a business or franchise. IRS code allows you to use money in a 401k to invest in a business with absolutely no penalties or taxes. At Guidant Financial, we've helped more than 11,000 entrepreneurs invest $3 billion in retirement assets into the small businesses and franchises of their dreams. So if you've got $50,000 or more in a 401k and you're looking for a way to start a business, call Guidant Financial now for free information and to learn more. Operators are standing by for your call. 800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. That's 800-570-6630.
If you're suffering from hearing loss, stay tuned for a special offer from the makers of Listen Clear, a revolutionary hearing aid breakthrough designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. Right now, you can try Listen Clear hearing aids absolutely free for 45 days. You can also qualify for free shipping and free batteries for life. Listen Clear hearing aids are so lightweight and comfortable, you can wear them all day long. They're practically invisible, too, so others won't even notice you're wearing them. And the best part is, you'll be able to hear almost everything, everywhere. So do something about your hearing loss. Call Listen Clear now to get started with your 45-day risk-free hearing aid trial. This special offer won't be available for long, so call Listen Clear now.
800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. We're here 24 hours a day to help. That's 800-716-4650.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
Great show this morning. Thank you so much for tuning in right there, Facebook Live. Your questions, your comments, having a good time. If you want to call us, number still works, 855-424-9825. John has email questions, also questions on Facebook Live.
Right, we got a lot to get to.
Let's get to it right now. Which direction do you want to go, John?
Well, let's do email one real quick.
Okay.
This is from Steve in Simi Valley. Says, hello, guys. I have a question. Is rustic motif a garden design?
Rustic motif.
Rustic motif.
Yeah, he says, I think that's what I have.
Rustic motif. That should be my on-air name. I like
that. It
that.
could be.
Rusty Sculptures?
Could be. Why not?
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to think of the garden company back east. That's a big mail order company. We've had Tony on our show before. God, what's the name of his
Tony.
Plant Delights. Plant Delights Nursery. He also has a botanical garden around his nursery, and as you walk through it, you'll be walking along and you'll see a sink in the ground.
It's just a random sink.
Yeah, and it's like he went to the junkyard, bought a bunch of junk back, and just put it throughout the garden.
So incorporated that into the landscape.
Yeah, you go a little further, and there's a toilet, and he's planted the inside of it.
Okay.
So yeah, Steve, anything can be a motif.
Do it, but I think what Steve's saying is this is just the way my garden looks naturally. I didn't do anything to it.
I kind of think he is too.
But Steve, whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because I rarely remember a phone call or an email where he said something has died.
No, it's always just going overboard.
It's out of control. What else you have, John?
Whoops, I just clicked out of that.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Todd.
Okay, so on Facebook, we had Laura who wrote, I have a blackberry and boysenberry plant. The fruit is delicious, but I always have to inspect each berry before it's eaten because of tiny worms. I don't put any kind of insecticide in any of the plants, but now feel perhaps I need to save the harvest. Any ideas on what the little critter is and that is laying the eggs in the berries, and how do I prevent that?
And they've got to be very small, obviously.
Yeah, so usually on those berries, it's a small kind of white transparent worm, which kind of will end up developing into being a fruit fly. So that's the most common. I mean, obviously there's a ton of different bugs, but that's probably the most common one. And for that,
can they just wash that off or not?
No, because usually it's eggs.
They're inside.
And they're inside.
Okay.
Almost like maggots.
So you've got to stop the process.
Yeah, you got to stop the process. I would recommend spinosad because that's probably one of the best.
And it's safe.
One of the best products to use for any kind of chewing insects, and it's safe to use on your fruits and vegetables, and it's safe for other beneficial insects. But one of the things that I also heard of that people do with that is if they don't want to use any pesticides or anything on it, what you can do is you can take your harvest and bring it into the kitchen, fill a big bowl or a sink with water, put a good amount of salt in it, so it's like a little bit like salt water.
Okay.
And put your berries into it. After about 10 minutes, all the worms will float to the top and separate themselves from the fruit, leaving you with nice clean fruit that you can just wash off.
Oh, great idea.
If you don't get any worms after that, then you either didn't have any or you didn't add enough salt. So,
wow.
So that's something that I heard that people can do is that the salt water helps
it
kill
separates them and they float to the top.
Exactly.
Okay. Wow.
So, but you got to leave it in there for a solid 10 minutes.
So John's going to try peeling a banana the way we suggested, and he's going to try your method, the salt method.
I never heard of that.
The banana
thing?
The banana idea.
You've never watched a
I read about that.
National Geographic documentary on monkeys.
We're talking about during the break, and most people take the end of a banana and peel it.
Right.
If you go to the other side, where I guess the stalk where it grew, there's a dark circle there. You just,
No. The stalk where it grew is the part
The
you're
stem.
talking
Okay, right.
about.
So the opposite.
The opposite side.
The other side, with that little black button, I call it, just push on that, and the banana will open up.
Yep.
And that's how monkeys do it. Also, Tiger said sometimes you break it in half. But anyway, I read that method about pushing into the button, and it does work. The banana
you break it
opens
in
right
half,
up.
it's not edible.
Let's see. John you like green bananas or the opposite?
No,
you like them when they're about ready to make banana bread. That's when you like.
No, that's too far.
That's too
But
far.
They need to be ripe. The skin needs to be yellow, not green, with just a few black spots.
Okay, so
starting in it.
wait till it's just beyond the green,
Yeah.
and then try that method of peeling the banana when you push on that little button.
Yeah,
Speaking of bananas,
The
you
black
ever
button, I
bite
call
off
it.
more than you can chew? I think I'm doing that in the garden.
What are you doing? Is it out of control?
No, but you know how I tend to overdo it with roses.
Yes.
Well, we just got involved with trying to help out vintage gardens up in Sebastopol, California.
So you're going to grow things for them?
No, but we're taking part of their collection, which is 1,000 hybrid teas and floribundas, and bringing them down to Bonsall, where we can maintain that collection for them. Because his collection was at one time close to 5,000 roses, and that's a lot to maintain, and it's just too difficult. So
How do you maintain your backyard? You and your staff,
barely,
right? Your staff.
Barely.
I mean,
my staff broke. I need to get a new one. But the other thing that I'm in the middle of right now is that I'm trying to import roses, and I just got an order of 70 roses placed that's going to be coming from France in 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, because you offered me roses before the show, right?
Yeah, but the thing with the ones coming from France is they're going to be quarantined, so I have to have them inspected by the Department of Agriculture, and then they have to stay in the same spot for 2 years before they release them, and I can do whatever I want with them at that point. So that's 70 there.
2 years?
2 years, yeah.
Boy.
I know.
Who knows where we're going to be in 2 years?
I know where those roses are going to be.
Just find me a George
It's
Burns.
a lot of pressure to keep them alive.
Find me a George Burns rose, please. That's
You
all I
should
want.
be able to get a George Burns.
I haven't
rose.
seen any.
Well, we have some roses coming from, let's see, where is it? In Germany, 16 Eichen Rosenschlatze.
You can't say that on the air, by the way.
Yeah, we just got beeped.
And I think that means 16 oaks.
How long did those have to be
16
quarantined?
oaks, rose treasures, maybe. Rosenschlatze. Our German listeners out there might know. But it's really difficult to get the roses in from Germany for some reason. France seems to be much easier at this time.
Any other questions? I know we're getting off on a tangent here. I want to make sure we cover everything.
So you don't like talking about roses?
No, I do. I want to make sure we cover the questions, and we can go back to the roses.
Well, I have a question for you.
Hope I can answer it.
Have you planted your winter vegetable garden yet?
I have not. I'm going to buy the Garden America seeds for that. I'm going to dig a little trough on each side.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it right this time.
But when?
Should I do it now?
You should. Yeah, before it gets too hot.
I'll either need to go down and see Tiger or have him bring me the seeds next week and then do a little transaction.
You do need to go see Tiger.
Because I support our company.
By the way, we got a Facebook message for Tiger's daughter, Tasia.
Yeah.
Did she wave, Tasia?
She waved.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Grandpa.
Her grandpa was saying hi to her.
There's also another Facebook question from a listener. Did you wrap up what you were talking about with your erosion slotsons?
Sure. Rosenschlatzen.
Rosenschlatzen.
Rick was asking, if you have good soil amendments, do you really need to add mycorrhizae? I see it everywhere for sale up here. And I don't know. I mean, yes and no. If you are a gardener that is organic and they use fertilizers that are natural and you take care of the soil, mycorrhizae should grow by themselves and they should be flourishing and you should be developing.
Based upon those other things you put in there.
Exactly. And you shouldn't need to add it, kind of a thing.
Right.
But if you are the gardener that maybe isn't taking care of the soil, maybe every once in a while you use a product like Triple 15, but for the most part, maybe you do use a natural fertilizer.
Or the soil just might not have that much organic material in it.
Yeah, or you're not good at composting or mulching or anything like that. That's when you would probably be more inclined to add mycorrhizae to the soil. Or if you're transferring a garden from that,
then you want to establish it.
Exactly, from that kind of dead basic soil to something better. If this is kind of new for you, then adding the mycorrhizae would be a good
That's like people, if they have a proper diet, they don't really need to take vitamin supplements.
Right.
But since most of us don't have the proper diet, we take supplements to give us what we need that we don't normally get.
What if you're a bit of a hypochondriac and you just
Take
have
them
to
anyways.
take things? Yeah.
That's
That's what
fine.
I do.
Take any pill.
Hypochondriac.
I like taking pills.
It is 45 minutes after the hour for those keeping track, and we thank you for watching us on Facebook. Give us those likes. We appreciate it. It's going to help the show in the long run. We've got one more segment coming up. 855-424-9825. John at gardenamerica.com. Or Facebook. Questions, comments on Facebook Live. I'm Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. We're coming right back. Stay with us.
Do you have insects on your roses? Do you have borers damaging your trees and shrubs due to stress or the drought? This is Tiger Palafox with Garden America Radio. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench is a great product that will give you season-long protection against many insects. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench can act as a preventer or a curative for insects that suck, chew, or bore on your plants. This may be the easiest product to use. Simply measure, mix in a bucket, and pour around the base of the tree. One application can last up to a full year. Protect your trees with Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench. Find it at your local independent nursery or fertilome.com.
As a small business owner, you make every dollar count. So what could you do with $10? Go to Vistaprint.com today and you'll get 500 high-quality custom business cards for only $9.99. That's less than 2 cents per card. And at Vistaprint, your satisfaction is absolutely guaranteed. So it's never been easier to turn 500 strangers into connections. Just visit Vistaprint.com and use promo code 7272 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 7272.
Do you have an old car sitting in your driveway? How would you like to learn a hassle-free way to get rid of it, help kids in need, and get a great tax donation in the process? It's real easy. One simple free call to our car donation hotline is all it takes. Call the Nishama Foundation at 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. We'll come pick your car up for free and give you a tax donation for the full value of the car, running or not. The value of your unwanted car will go to help kids in need. It's fast and easy. Just call us and your car will be gone and on its way to helping children in 48 hours. And you get a nice tax deduction. Call the Nishama Foundation now to get rid of your car, help kids, and get a tax write-off. Call 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. That's 800-721-6723.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and three-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-935-0752 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you a copy of The #1 Mistakes Retirees Are Making with Their Investments Today and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-935-0752. That's 800-935-0752. Employees of J.D. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
We paid less for our Craftmatic today than we did 20 years ago.
If you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Rated #1 by consumers nationwide on consumeraffairs.com. Craftmatic beds come in all mattress types, including cool gel memory foam for up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, poor circulation, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. You'll sleep better in a Craftmatic adjustable bed. So if you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and information. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Discover Craftmatic for less, up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand.
Call 1-800-316-5271. That's 1-800-316-5271. 1-800-316-5271. Call now.
If you're one of the millions of Americans who can't work because of a serious injury or illness, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. It doesn't matter if you've applied before and the government has said no. Let the experienced attorneys at Bill Gordon and Associates help you get the Social Security disability you deserve. Their team of attorneys have been fighting for benefits for people just like you for over 20 years. And best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. There are many conditions that make you eligible, including some you may not even be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call Bill Gordon and Associates today for your free no-obligation consultation. See if you qualify for the Social Security benefits you need and deserve. 800-470-4453. 800-470-4453. That's 800-470-4453.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Right back here on Facebook Live and the Biz Talk Radio Network, streaming wherever you are. By the way, you can download the Biz Talk Radio app and take us wherever you go. Also, obviously, if you have Facebook, you can do that too, as we broadcast live on Facebook every week, and also talking about the possibility of even after the show sometime or even some other time going down to the nursery and just doing a special Facebook Live on location. How about that?
You keep teasing me with that.
How about that? We don't have to be on the radio to do Facebook Live.
It's been a long time since I've been to Tiger's nursery.
I was there in July.
Were you?
That's when I bought the vegetables.
And
I'll be going back again.
I'm trying to think if I was there this century.
This century.
It's only been there since, what, 1906?
Yeah, 1910.
1910. So right about the time people were starting to drive.
Wow.
Oh, that's and 7 years after the Wright brothers.
That explains why there's no parking over there. No one had cars.
Nobody had cars at the time.
It's just that hitching post.
It's just like they took this nursery and placed it in a nice neighborhood. Just all the houses and quiet residential, and there's the nursery. My favorite part of the nursery is down in the office where he works.
It's like a
down below in the dungeon. I like that. Out of the way, down low. Nobody knows what you're doing.
Hey, we got an email from Rick and said that he was just looking over some of the products for sale on our website.
Yes.
And he saw some green beans because we have a Garden America selection of seeds. Some really good seeds, by the way. And
Our seeds are very good, by the way.
now's a good time to start your tomatoes, and especially in California, and peppers indoors for planting out later. And he just wanted to pass on that at their farmers market last year, the top green bean for sales was one called Crockett, as in Davy.
As in Davy, yes.
Yeah.
We think alike.
So it was just passing that information along.
So you have to go to gardenamerica.com for what we're talking about here, for what we have for sale, and a lot of things. Talking about that trip to England coming up July 1st, go to our website, gardenamerica.com. The itinerary is on the homepage. And also, if you want to receive the newsletter, you need to receive the newsletter. Also, go to gardenamerica.com. It's a great newsletter.
Excellent info.
John does a lot of work and puts a lot into it every week.
Yeah, I'm thinking of having a guest author every week.
Well, you were
to do the newsletter.
To do the newsletter.
It's a lot of work. It takes time.
It does.
Well, you kind of did have a guest author, and we should invite her to be on the show sometime soon. You were mentioning Tatiana from Top Tropicals?
Top Tropicals in Florida.
Tropicals.
Now, by the way, did she recover from the hurricane that was down there several months ago?
I haven't talked to her since then, so I really don't know.
Well, she's going to be on this. When is she? Are we going to have her on soon? Or not?
I don't know. It's up to Tiger. He schedules
That's right.
all our guests. By the way, if
gatekeeper.
you know someone that you would think that we should talk to,
there's a great idea.
Send the information to Tiger, and he'll see if he can get them on the air.
Yeah, somebody that you want to hear from, we'll do that. What else? Yeah, what else, John? We got a few minutes to go here. We talked about we still have a few slots left if you want to go to England with us, and that is in July. But go to our website, to gardenamerica.com, for that information.
Yeah, I was talking to someone on Thursday who is going to Australia and New Zealand for a month, and is back. I think she's leaving the end of February and coming back the end of March, and happened to mention to her about our trip to England, and she goes, "Oh, that's one of my favorite places. Maybe I'll come."
Good. So there's another slot.
I said, "Yeah,
possibly taken up."
There's only 7 or 8 slots left. So go to gardenamerica.com and take a look. I also wanted to mention when we were talking about. Tiger was talking about making sure that the plants being offered for sale are plants that are going to do well in the situation you're going to put them in, depending on the time of the year. And I'll talk about San Diego and the areas right around San Diego County anyway, because that's where we are.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed in some stores peppers and squash and eggplant for sale.
Right now?
Yeah.
And I can almost promise, because there's always an exception to every rule, but I can almost promise close to 100% that you have zero chance
Not
of
gonna make
those
it.
being successful if you plant them now.
And that's exactly what we talked about today.
And also, not only that, with the peppers, they won't always just die. They just won't ever produce a pepper. They'll grow just mildly and sometimes be okay, but then they won't produce a pepper because they'll be going for so long.
Yeah, they get stunted. The roots just aren't happy. A lot of those plants really like warm soil temperatures before they grow. Anything with kind of a tropical origin.
Mm-hmm. Hey, did you get much rain yesterday?
I didn't get any rain.
Didn't get any rain at all,
No,
huh?
did you?
Yeah, it spit a little bit. Enough to get the car dirty.
I think we had a little drizzle late in the evening, maybe around.
And I washed my
6,
car on
7
Thursday,
o'clock.
so that was well worth it.
I got a little bit, but I'm glad that I get rain now because I have a swimming pool, and that means I don't have to worry about trying to fill it up later on.
Well, that 2 inches should have helped.
Oh, it helped a lot.
Do you have that constant vacuuming going on all the time?
Uh-huh. Not all the time. Right now, during this time of year, I don't have to run it for very long. But
The pH and, doing what, all this and making,
Exactly.
When my wife lived in Michigan, they had a poodle that I think got hit in the head with a baseball when her brothers were playing out front. So
that's sad.
Yeah.
It was always a little strange after that. But her.
Well, you would know. You're a good one to talk about that, the head injury. So, yes.
I didn't get hit with a baseball.
Yeah, but same thing.
But anyway, so her stepmother really resented this poodle because it would always go to the bathroom on the floor, never outside. And it was kind of mean, but to get even with the poodle, her stepmother
To
would
get even?
To get even.
I love it.
Pull out the vacuum cleaner and chase it around the house because it hated the vacuum cleaner. It just went nuts. But, I mean, it wasn't the poor dog's fault that it got hit with the baseball.
No.
But I can see not being able to deal with that.
There's a lot of things I want to say right now, but filter. I got to think filter. You can think it, but it's not always appropriate to say them.
Well, I think sometimes you just get so frustrated. That probably was a relatively mild thing to do to the poodle.
Hey, we're wrapping up.
Never really mistreated it.
We're wrapping things up. That's going to do it. Last minute thoughts quickly. John, go to our website, gardenamerica.com.
Yeah, we've been talking about planting your garden and renovating your garden. You know, now's the time to start thinking about your vegetable garden. I'm thinking about
what
kind of seeds you're going to put in, and definitely reserve your plants now at gardenamerica.com.
And I'll make sure you're there when I come by.
Yeah. And I will say bone meal is a good fertilizer, but not a good rabbit repellent. Didn't work out for me.
Speak from experience. Hey, thank you so much. I want to thank Zach, Jeremiah, Brandon, all the boys from the mothership keeping us on the air. Thank you for tuning in, listening, and watching us on Facebook Live. John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, I'm Bryan Main. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a safe week. We'll do it again next weekend. Until then, get growing, America. Take care.